if you go to Fiji, if you go to Hawaii, if you go to Australia,
it's everywhere, bro.
We're everywhere.
Yeah,
that's why we not
especially Mexico, man.
Right. So then, how about this? Dr. Kaba, he broke this down like 30 years ago. We have more pyramids in the Americas than we do in Africa.
People wouldn't even believe that, bro.
Again, we have more pyramids in the Americas than we do in Africa.
Peace, fam. We back at it again with another show, Paradigms and Perspective show. I got a special guest here with me today, Caleb. We don't have Kobe here today. You know, he had to stack some chips today. You feel me? But
Kobe,
hey, but we got a special guest. This is family to me. Like this is family to me. I did my first episode with you, my first interview on your platform. Gratitude for that.
Always, brother.
We filmed that December 2021.
Yeah, time flies.
January
24 now,
bro. Like
3 years, bro.
And I've had the honor to be able to see you go through a lot of these different stages of, you know, different venues and places. Like y'all really have pivoted and moved, and just shout out to you for that, because a lot of people don't really see the behind the scenes and things like that. So just give them a quick little background of you, and we'll jump right into it.
Yeah, so you know, I'm Caleb Smith. Blessed to be here, Paradigms and Perspectives, with my guy Zay, bro. Content creator, journalist, podcaster, production company owner. And man, you know, pretty much in a space like this, me and Sid's vision from day one, even back in college, all that stuff was to have a space for young black creatives to come create dope content at a good, affordable price. So, you know, you ain't gotta spend all your bread.
No cap, hey.
Bro, honestly, to y'all, I would say that just from, you know, previous experiences, I would see that the greatest divider was people would have great ideas, but not the resources, the overall infrastructure just to bring those creative geniuses to life. So, you know, if you see big productions and things like that, sometimes it's not the smartest person in the room, it's the person who has access to the resources.
Absolutely.
So our job was to cut out that middleman, in the words of Nip, F the middleman, you know, if you will. So then, bro, you can just do like vertical integration. So then you ain't got to worry about having to go through this person, that person, having to pay somebody $10,000 for a shoot, $2,000 for a shoot. Instead, bro, you cut that price in half, give them a sample, create that dope product. Then from there, bro, you just start cultivating.
No, that's real. So, and shout out to Sid too.
Yeah, hey, bro, she's the
y'all
brains,
dynamic
man.
duo, bro. I
She's
love
the brains.
that, bro. So
hey,
like,
find you a woman.
Man, I'm telling you. So that's why when women approach me, I'm automatically like, I've seen a woman be able to build with her man. So it's like, don't tell me you not able to do that, because I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing y'all being able to pivot to a lot of these different spaces, and sometimes it's been like, I've seen y'all where it's like, oh, we gotta, what's next? How are y'all able to do that? And within being able to do that, how are y'all able to keep that balance of peace? And you know, not going into that space of butting heads, but knowing, okay, we gotta come together more now, because you know what I'm saying? It's turmoil going on.
So, bro, Zay, man, first off, I appreciate you greatly.
Absolutely.
Right? Because, bro, you've been there from like literally day zero.
Every single spot,
So, if you think about it, so at first, you know, it was Blend on Kirkwood with Sid's father.
Right.
From there, as you know, like, people sometimes change, situations change, circumstances change. So, you know, at the time, thank God, and you know, for all the content creators out there, Zay, and I heard Joe Budden, he said this once too, what a lot of, especially young black content creators don't understand starting off when it's time to pivot, things like that, is to make sure that your credit score is intact, right? So thank God that I had a woman around me when I was in college showing me, yo, get a credit card, pay this off. So, bro, one of the first things I did was, I was a sophomore in college at Georgia State, shout out to Georgia State, bro. Went to Wells Fargo, Sid, you know, she showed me the game, went up there, got a credit card. Mr. Shaw, bro, that's my banker, man. He's been my banker for like almost 10 years now, bro. Solid dude, bro, solid brother. So I walked in, he showed me the game. He was like, Caleb, if you just get this regular credit card, college plan, pay this off every single month. It was only like $25 a month. Just pay it off. I think the limit at the time was like maybe, probably say around 5,000. Bro, I went in there. At the time in college, I didn't spend nothing on my credit card. Bro, he broke it down to me. He said, Caleb, just pump gas every single month. buy a few groceries, and pay this off $25 a month. So I did that from my sophomore year all the way up to my senior year. So then when I graduated from college, I already had a perfect credit score.
Right.
So then from that standpoint, I could leverage my credit. So if I needed a business loan, if I needed a startup funding, I could do that and have a great rapport with the bank. So thank God, Blend on Kirkwood, right? Me and Sid had money stacked up from working on campus. Thank God I was able to work on campus, right? I was able to stack my bread, and I was able to do journalism and get paid for that on campus at a real young age. Yeah. And I did that all throughout school. So when bad things happened with Blend on Kirkwood, as you saw with Sid's dad, you know, unfortunately, people sometimes steal and people try to take over and go against the plan. But during that time, I was so depressed because I'm like, God, like we had the idea. Yeah. We had everything.
I seen it.
It's just people had just switched up on us. We had creative overload, as you saw. Clientele started growing. Yeah. But during that time, I was like, okay, I need a space temporarily. So relationships, that's another gem, another nugget. Build great relationships. So at the time, we used to have training classes, like physical training classes, you know, one-on-one training. You can get your body right. Shout out to my man Q. Q, who actually rented the gym from us at Blend, moved to this like new warehouse spot. Yeah, okay. That of course you went to first interview. So I called Q, and you know, I told him, I was like, Q, I don't know what like my next play is gonna be, because you know I told him like Blend on Kirkwood, like what had happened. He was like, Caleb, man, listen to me, brother. Do not stop. If anything, don't quit. Because at the time, you know, I was like, hey, it all went wrong. Right, yeah. I didn't do anything wrong, but I was like, hey. So that was like God, a crossroad. Yeah. I was like, okay, I can just quit. And bro, I could have taken that easy route, or taken that
a lot of people
route rather, of just saying, hey, I'm gonna just film my podcast and I'm gonna just worry about me. Right. But sometimes, man, when God puts something on you, even if you try to run away from it, you can't. Yeah. And I knew that I wouldn't have peace if, of course, I could grow my own platform, but if I wasn't helping other people grow their platforms. Right. And I was like, why did me and Sid help start Blend on Kirkwood? So go back to like those type of motivations. So during that time, you know, Sid, bro, she kept me motivated. I was down. Shout out to my man Q. Q had the warehouse spot, right? At KJ. I was able to, you know, talk to KJ, finesse a little bit, gift the gab, I guess, me and Sid, and Devin, her brother, and KJ gave us a spot for like 90 days. Gotcha. So mind you, I knew, okay, I'm gonna only have this temporary space for only 90 days. Right. I think this was what, 2021? Yeah, 2021. So only 90 days. So then I knew after 90 days, then I gotta find another one. So me and Sid said, hey, we just gonna make this bump for 90 days and build up our clientele. And bro, by the grace of God, we built up our clientele. It wasn't ideal, of course. We were sharing space with an actual music studio. I remember. So music will be bumping. Jim,
as soon as our interview finished, the music started.
So Zay, like people don't know, bro. I kid you not. The day that we had moved into that space, we had a booking with one of our top clients at the time, Points Podcast. Man, shout out to y'all. It was like a 6-hour booking, but we had literally just moved into the space. So the furniture wasn't set up, all that, and guess what? The power went out that same day. Wow. East Point, the power goes out all the time. I don't know if like Tyler Perry's absorbing all the power sources, but bro, the power, it just blacked out. And I'm like, God. Me and Sid figured out how to turn on the breakers. KJ was out of town. The landlord was out of town.
That's wild.
Me and Sid just playing with the breakers. Yeah. The power turned back on right before the booking was supposed to start. Oh, man. Bro, we got all the furniture set up. Malcolm and Martin, bro, they've been with us since that spot. Word. Bro, we had to set up all the artwork. And, bro, but that whole experience taught us how to do set design. Got you. So, again, pivoting.
Yeah, that space that you had, y'all did y'all. People,
90 days. People don't know. All we had was just 90 days, eh? 90 days. So then after that space, bro, we just tried to find spaces, and we couldn't find anything that we loved. So we were trapping out of Devin's basement, Sid's brother, because we couldn't find a spot. Because I'm cheap. I'm a Capricorn. So I got to love the space. If I'm going to pour my money into it, I got to love
Might
the
as
space.
Well, if it's going I feel that.
So, bro, we was filming in the basement, and I kid you not, bro, God, he will always make a way. Bro, we're filming in the basement, and that's when our clientele started to grow even more. Inside of a basement. It's like, what? Again, set design. So then from there, 34 Peachtree. Found that. Shout out to my man Juan. Relationships, great realtor. Young dude. Me and Juan, we connected. Then we finally got our actual permanent space at 34 Peachtree. But again, God pivoted. During the tour, Mary, shout out to Mary, she had told me, hey Caleb, 34 Peachtree, I'm gonna tell you this spot, it might get sold. But in the meantime, I can give you at most a 18-month lease. I was like, hey, that's a year and a half. I'm
Right.
cool with that. Hey, it's better than 3 months, right?
Yeah, way better.
And it's mine. It's not like Leno Kirkwood where it's like a partner involved.
Right.
It's mine. So I was like, God, I'm going to take this. And Zay, funny enough, 34 Peachtree was literally the same building that I did my senior project in.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, how full circle was that? I would have never known just a year and a half later.
Exactly.
You'll be able to actually have your own thing in here. So, bro, we did that in there for the past 18 months. And then when the 18 months was up, guess what? 34 Peachtree was sold. So
Yeah, I remember you told me. Yeah, yep.
So I'm like, okay, all right, God. So, hey, we were patient. And God is so good that, bro, we found this space. Shout out to Juan again. And I wasn't even supposed to tour this space. We were touring 6 other spaces that day.
Wow.
There was no pictures of this, nothing. I didn't even know that Cam Kirk was in this big building, the tattoo shop, any of that. And we toured. Because, bro, I said 236 for Syph. I said, I like that location. Hey, let's just pull up and see. It's 5 minutes from 34 Peachtree right down the road.
Yeah.
We toured, and then, bro, from there, we was able to get a multiple-year lease, all of that. And moral of the story is, bro, sometimes God just puts you in process by process so then you can finally find, like, that actual stable home. Yeah,
because I love this space. A lot of people will get to certain points, like you said, through that journey, and, like, they get comfortable, like God tell you, the universe tell you, oh, we gotta move. You like, nah, I'm comfortable here.
I don't want to.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta move. Like sometimes that comfort, sometimes it ain't good to be comfortable.
How do you trust God?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it tests your faith.
Yeah.
So I love that. Especially, so we can pivot to how you even get some of these guests on your show, because if anybody have seen your podcast, if they haven't seen your podcast, they've seen some of your clips on Instagram or TikTok.
Thank you, man.
You have a lot of viral clips. I seen the one where what's her name? She was reacting to Bishop.
Candace Owens.
Yes, Candace Owens.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to Aaron, bro. Aaron sent that to me, bro.
I seen that
at 6 in the morning, bro.
Yeah.
He was crying, laughing. But yeah, man.
So,
shout out to my brother.
The process that you built with the type of guests that you brought on, like Kaba, and a bunch of other guests, like high name guests. Yeah. How have you went about the process of not only bringing them on, but having a space where they feel comfortable coming back, like KT, been back on your show multiple times. Man. So how have you been able to curate that process and keep these guests to become comfortable and keep coming back? Yeah,
bro, man. Great question, bro. So Zay, you know, as you saw, I showed you, like, bro, here's the formula, man. All about templates, right? So back to school, man. Professor Daniel, what class was that? I think it wasn't music journalism. It was entertainment media journalism.
Okay.
So, man, Professor Daniel was like the coolest black professor at State, like in the whole journalism department. Now he's over the media department at Morehouse now. Gotcha. Chair over there, so he's amazing. So, in class, bro, we would talk to celebrities and stuff all the time. We'd be like, yo, bro, me and Professor Josh Blander, the whole newspaper, bro, we used to like hang out with him all the time.
Word. Like, just kicking it.
Bro, just look. I graduated now. Yeah. So, bro, it would be like weed around. You be having drinks with, like, bro, just chilling.
Word.
And it's like, yo, it's a young black dude that's just showing us the game, right? So, it was this thing called Hip Hop Trivia every single Wednesday. Okay. Sliced Pizza off of Piedmont. It's now the Hot Dog Factory. Gotcha. Right by the Commons at State. So, every single Wednesday, Professor Daniel, he would give you extra credit if you pulled up to that. So every Wednesday night, me and the friends in the class, we would link up, go over there, and hang out with them. You would see members from the Dungeon family pull up there. Man. Killer Mike used to pull up there. I met Head Crack.
Okay.
I think Head Crack is on Howard 7.9 now. I met him there. I have pictures on the page, so you can just scroll there and find it. And I remember he would teach us how to pitch people. Like, yo, I'm Caleb Smith. Here's my platform, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I would just practice on them. Right. And then I would see, okay, it's working. So then every single assignment he would give us applied towards real life. Okay. So usually, you know, in school, like, you can't apply like some of those things. In that class, man, he taught us, okay, how do you find a story? How do you find that ideal guest on your platform? He was already like showing us these things. I used that same template he showed me. I would just copy and paste, personalize it. I'll tell him, hey, I'm Caleb Smith. My platform is about empowering young black creatives, teaching about our history, and talking to great people such as yourself. Right, listed below here is a link to my platform. I would love to connect with you. And from that standpoint, I just copied and pasted that. And I would send that out to KT. I would send that out to a Red Pill, a Blue Pill, Dr. Kaba, Amadeus Christ, because I knew if you just responded, I would have you hooked. Right. And just have, bro, a great personality, Connect with people. Don't be cocky. Don't be arrogant, man. And then also understand that those people are regular people just like you.
And that's the biggest thing I've been realizing as well.
6 degrees of separation.
Man.
That's it. And have confidence in knowing that I can connect with this person. Right. I can. So I would DM him first, and then I would email him. So go to Instagram where it says contact, hit that contact button. It's the phone number listed, and it's the email listed, and DM. So now you got 3 points of contact.
Exactly.
Hit them up on all those. Follow up with them. And then hit that arrow, that down button. Suggested follows. Then it's similar, like-minded people.
Right.
So then you can find people that nobody even knows about, but they're like on that same wave.
Yep.
And then do that same process. Suggested follows on the next person. Now, bro, you can go down the whole rabbit hole.
Got you.
Find those people. But, bro, all it takes is reaching out, copy and paste, hit them up, on that message.
Right.
Tell them who you are, your platform, YouTube link. So post consistently so then you can actually share them something that they'll like to see. Yeah. So, yeah. Hey, that's all that it takes.
Hey, just give you the game right
there,
I'm
telling you, bro. Hey, that's it.
So, let's get into spirituality a little bit. Because I'm big on spirituality and occult knowledge, and I know you are too. So, and you've had a lot of people on your platform who's big into that too. First, I want to ask you, what geared you to that lane of getting into those studies? Because a lot of in today's time, some people treat spirituality like it's a fad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
it's like going vegan.
Bro, I swear, bro. Like,
facts.
Somebody yesterday was like, "Bro, you eat Beyond Meat?" No, bro. Like, no.
Real.
So first let me ask this: how were you able to get through the fluff of the spirituality in the conscious community and really get to the people who's really, you know what I'm saying? Right, bro.
So, man, my conscious journey, I would say, honestly, started since I was a child. Okay. So my dad is a pastor. Okay. My dad's mother, she was a pastor. His father, he was a pastor. Although, like, he didn't know his father, like, he knew his father, but, like, they didn't have the closest type of bond. So my dad made sure he was active in my life, Zach's life, of course. And I can recall being a child, my dad had, and I still have these books, Black Inventors. It'll be a list of 200. He would make me read those. He'll make me read about black politicians, Reconstruction era. Me and him used to watch History Channel growing up. Right. Now, bro, History Channel, they don't even show history no more.
It's crazy.
American Pawn Shop and things like. I'm like, yo, where's the actual history?
Crazy,
bro.
Man.
Back then, it was like documentaries.
I remember.
All
my brother loved the History
Channel was fire.
Yeah,
bro.
My brother, he told me that. Yeah.
Bro. They used to talk about the history of Christmas, Halloween, showing you like, yo, these are actually pagan holidays, but nobody was paying attention. So, bro, like vividly, I remember as a child, I was hooked on that stuff. But I didn't think deeper, right? So my dad would have a black Jesus around, but I wouldn't think deeper. He would have me watch black movies. Malcolm X was my, bro, till this day, that's my favorite film of all time, bro. That is, bro, Denzel.
I'm reading his book right now, the Autobiography. Denzel killed, but that's one of my favorite actors.
My goodness, man. And I remember that feeling I felt as a child in the 5th grade when I saw it in its full entirety. And when I saw Malcolm die at the end, and it was one scene, say, that people sleep on. They got to play this back. Is when Malcolm was in prison and he got enlightened, and he brought up about Jesus not being white in the prison.
I just read that in the book the other day. Yeah.
He said that he had hair like wool.
Yeah.
Skin like burnt grass.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. Then I remember because the white dude was like, oh, he was brown.
And then Malcolm went deeper,
right?
Yeah,
right.
So Zay, till this day, they'll say, oh, he was an Arab. No, he was a Hebrew. Yeah. There's a difference. Even the Arabs, they themselves, they were black. Right. Those were the Moors.
Exactly.
And the Hebrews, they were the Moors as well. But see, that's why knowing history is so important. Yeah. So from, just being exposed to like those type of things to then going from a standpoint of growing up in the church, spending time with my grandmother every single summer. I used to spend all summer with my grandma. And I would go home back to Tyrone on the weekends, but Monday through Thursday was at my grandma's house. And she was spiritual, bro. She made me read the Bible every single day, 23rd Psalm every single night before I go to bed. I had to have it memorized. So just having those things ingrained in me. So I already had spirituality, if you will, inside of me. But man, when I went to college, my freshman year, I'll probably say was like our generation's prime era of like the conscious community, where you had like Sinetta and stuff on YouTube. Yeah. My barber, man, I remember he sparked that in me, Joseph at the time, and he had told me, he said, Caleb, what if I told you that God was black? I was like, I kind of believe that, but for real? And man, he was just giving me Bible verse after Bible verse. I started reading, and I got encapsulate about it. Then I start going on YouTube, and then I start going down those rabbit holes. Right. And then I went from the standpoint of, okay, now I got this mastered. Now I need to challenge the Bible. Because how can you believe in something if you don't think from that whole perspective of somebody else who doesn't believe?
Right.
So then I started learning more about, whoa, Heru came before Christ.
Now we get it. Let's do it.
Right?
Yeah.
Asar and Aset. Right? We start studying these things. And then
we talk about the Holy Trinity, what the Holy Trinity really is.
And then you start seeing how Washington, D.C. is modeled the same way after ancient Kemet. So then once that third eye, if you will, changes, then you start seeing that all the clues is already around you. Absolutely. So man, from my freshman year of college all the way through, I was through, man. I was mind blown, then I was hooked. But then again, I believe that consciousness comes in stages. So at first, you're like this young infant who is angry. It's like I've been lied to.
Yeah, man.
But then gradually, Zay, I've currently reached the stage of I found peace.
Yep.
So during the time of like the George Floyd and all that going on, I was mad because I'm like, yo, like people aren't seeing what's really going on, and then sometimes our own people trying to ridicule our generation for fighting back. But then now, say I'm at a standpoint of I found peace because once you truly understand the game, you understand that that's how you win. It's by having peace within and knowing what's meant to be will be. But as long as you have knowledge of self, and as long as you're trying to spread that to other people, whether they accept it or not, that's okay. But now you don't have to be going out of your way trying to argue about it all the time and trying to debate. Now you just sit back and chill and you just have peace within because you already have. That's to me when you have truly mastered knowledge of self. And bro, Dr. Cobb, which you'll meet next month. I look
forward to
I saw him where he has that just a strong stillness. Brother Chase, he has a strong stillness. Amadeus Christ has a strong still. KT, just chill, lay back, relax. Why? Because they have knowledge of self. And once you have that, then you truly have peace. You don't have to be angry anymore. Right. Because the world is doing what the world is supposed to do.
That is true.
Everything happens in cycles.
Yep. You said a bar where you said consciousness come in stages because that's so true. Because that happened to me. I remember fall of 2020 is when I first had that. Wait a minute, like you know what I'm saying? I grew up in a church and I grew up like in a Christian background or whatever. But it was just I wanted to know more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of like, well, what else though? And it'll always be. Don't question.
This can't be the whole thing.
Yeah, but it's like I'm too analytical. I'm too like want to know to not question these things. So like you said, I went through them stages, man, and people don't really. I don't think enough people really talk about. Sometimes them stages be rough because you go through it alone, and like you're going through like this elevation process within of kind of unlearning and relearning and opening up new compartments of your brain. Process. It's so painful, and a lot of people around you don't really understand it. So. It's like I don't really know who to turn to. People always say like you can come talk to me if you, but it's not you really gonna get it. You're not gonna get it.
So going over your head.
You feel me? So it's only so a certain amount of people you can really talk to. So I say like going through that, then 2021, 2022, just going through those different stages of that first initial awakening. It was like, oh man, like colors and
like start seeing everything for the first
time. Vibrant. Then it's like. This is fucked up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you learn. Then I started to get that peace. I'm like, I don't have to explain myself to you. Like,
it's okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know. I've studied our DNA. I've studied melanin. I've studied carbon. So, if you really want to go to genetics, we can go to that. But I don't feel like I have to prove myself.
You ain't got to pull out the bazooka.
Yeah, like I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I found that peace within, especially like since the beginning of 2023. Like I'm such at peace with. Who I am because I know who we are. Yeah, you feel me? A lot of people tell me that. They're like, you got that glow. I'm like, I feel it, bro. Yeah.
Stillness is the glow. And bro, I'll tell you something, right? Dr. Black, you remember that?
Yeah, that was a great conversation.
One of the most divine things is, I would say, questioning God. To me, that's one of the most divine things. Because how else do you learn?
Absolutely.
And I think God created us as these complex creatures, right? So why would you not try to tap into that consciousness? Why would you stay so module and overall so basic of not questioning anything?
Absolutely.
Why would God create you if you wouldn't challenge things?
Right.
You wouldn't question things.
That's my thing. So if he's so divine, if he, she, it, whatever it may be, is so divine, they have no issue with you questioning it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you're supposed to do. Because then I can tell you how great I am. Right?
Exactly.
Bro, King Solomon, right? So one of the books taken out of the original Bible, if you will, the Apocrypha, I think it's 14 missing books, but King Solomon, he had a book as well, right? And in that book, King Solomon was doing experiments. He was trying to analyze, study God. He was talking with God. Do you not think that that's not a coincidence that he's known as the wisest man who ever lived? So if the wisest man who ever lived had to question things,
right?
That's how he learned. That's how he became
Absolutely.
wise off of study. Research, right?
Yeah.
It comes from what? Hypothesis. That's a question.
Yeah.
So why not have a question?
That's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. So even like when we talk about things, it's crazy. I don't even know who's gonna go here today, but we here now. Yeah. So it's crazy. Like even when you talk about things of like mitochondria gene, mitochondria Eve gene. You know what I'm saying? Adam and Eve. Yep. And Atom, and you know what I'm saying. So
no coincidence.
I was talking about this. I was talking with two black women the other day. Like I'm big on, like, you know, I'm telling women like they true knowledge. If black women understood who they really were,
you gonna be talking about
it would change in a day. It would change in a day. So I was kind of putting them on game about that and about the Henrietta Lacks cells and all that. Like
HeLa genes.
You know what I'm saying?
HeLa cells. Yeah.
So it's like when we really start to understand who we are as a people, we automatically become above the things that we think is for us, bro. Like
just off of knowing.
Ain't
that crazy?
Just off of knowing, bro. So and even when we go to things like the Americas, and we and my opinion on the Americans and the Egypt is like they have our attention so focused on Egypt, on Africa. So it's like, oh yeah, that's where y'all came from.
You're not gonna worry about here.
Yeah, but they always say, oh, let's go back to Africa.
Bro, you gonna ruffle some feathers.
Hey, bro, our land is here, bro. When you talk about Memphis, Egypt, Memphis, Tennessee, the Nile River. Come on, bro. Like
Mississippi River.
Bro, one of the biggest pyramids is in Memphis. They just turned it into what I think is a Bass Pro Shop or a hotel or something.
Isn't
like,
crazy?
Bro, come on, it's
Grand
here,
King.
bro. You feel me? Like it's here.
Boy.
So what do you think? Knowing this, bro, I didn't know he was gonna play. What do you think us knowing this does for us as a collective, bro? Instead of so focused on the mundane things, they love us focused on the mundane.
All that
things.
is basic information.
Come on,
right?
Bro.
Now, I'm not saying us acknowledging Nile Valley civilization is basic. By no stretch of the imagination am I saying that. What I'm saying is that I don't think that we've mastered it, but we have hyper focused on that one particular part so much that, all right, so Zay, playing football, right? Let's say you playing corner. You're only focused on the flat right now. Right. I'm in cover 2, but hey, that same time, old dude, he can go off the top lane too, right?
Yeah, right.
So you don't want to be too focused on one thing that you're gonna miss everything, right?
Absolutely.
So what people have to understand, if you go to Fiji, if you go to Hawaii, if you go to Australia,
it's everywhere, bro.
We're everywhere.
Yeah,
that's why we not
especially Mexico, man.
Right. So then, how about this? Dr. Kaba, he broke this down like 30 years ago. We have more pyramids in the Americas than we do in Africa.
People wouldn't even believe that, bro.
Again, we have more pyramids in the Americas than we do in Africa. All my Atlanta babies, I want for y'all to drive from 285 West to 285 North. Me and KT, we recently spoke about this. There is a mound by the Chattahoochee River, which is basically a pyramid. Waste Management has a truck parked on top of it. Everybody drives past it every single day.
That's crazy.
It's a mound by the Chattahoochee River. The same way that there's pyramids by the Nile Valley and the Nile River, right? The same way that there's mounds by the Mississippi River.
Right.
So, do you really believe that black people were not here? They were here before Columbus. Dr. Ivan Van Sertin,
bro.
right? He broke that down.
Let them know us,
bro. All of that stuff. So, Chief say cool, man. People, man, please talk to the Yamasee tribe. Even the term Seminole, runaway, Seminole, it was us. The Maroons in Florida, it was us. Christopher Columbus, he described us having locks. People having gold, gold chains, gold teeth.
That's us,
that
bro.
Sound like.
Yeah.
And then 2, look up the definition of Native American or Indian rather. If you look that up, it tells you copper colored people. If you put a penny on a black person's hand, look at, bro, the Washington Redskins former logo.
Bro, I remember. I was like,
how black is that?
You
man
feel
on that
me,
logo?
bro?
Atlanta Braves, right? When they were the Boston Braves, they used to push out a black child with feathers on in the middle of the field, and he was the mascot. You can go on Google and look all this stuff up. they drop all the clues. How many times have you heard that you have Indian in your family?
A lot.
Do you really think that
we so
grandma was just saying that?
We so brainwashed black people like, oh, you always talking about
fathom being indigenous to this land. Why? Hard to believe.
It's crazy, bro.
Why is that so hard to believe? The same way we could be indigenous in Africa, Australia,
everywhere, bro. It was simultaneous.
That's melanin, right?
Yeah, bro.
Melanin is the original. It's the OG of the OG.
Exactly.
So again, man, just study to show thyself approved. And again, man, everything that you think is not possible is possible. And Zay, I'll say this, which can be somewhat controversial. Before we start talking about financial literacy, you first have to have knowledge of self.
That is true.
If you don't have a black mind, you can have all the money in the world and you're going to give it right back to you.
Bro.
So I think during this time of everybody trying to be a business coach and it's cool and all, but do you have knowledge of self first?
Exactly. True knowledge of self.
You could be thinking with a European mindset when it comes to finances of trying to get over on people instead of trying to build community first.
Absolutely.
So baby steps before we start talking about money.
Right.
Talk about money, but you got to take care of the brain first before you start talking about the money.
You just pivoted right into my next point,
See,
bro. This is why you're my
perfect.
brother, man.
Hey,
community, dog. I always live community.
Yeah.
So when we talk about community and networking, I think as a people, we lack the understanding of how important that is. We're so caught up in, oh, I got to one-up you, trying to get over on you, like, or it's me. But what we've even seen, like, firsthand experience, like, when we work together, bro, it becomes so much bigger than what it would have been with one entity, bro. So how are ways that we can start building as a community, and what do you think how that will impact us in the long run, especially what you're saying, like, people will get money, some of our people will get money and they'll still have that European mindset, so they don't even understand, you taking that right back to them. Like, so how does us prioritizing community affects us in the long run?
It's beautiful, man. Just asking each other, right? So, Zay, simple things like, I didn't have no pride. I was like, yo, Zay, hey, you want to pull up to the studio? Help out?
Right.
Because also see that great potential in each other. So, like, I saw Zay, like, I know Zay. He works hard. He's a great dude. He's awesome. Great photographer. Great video. You know what, Zay, I need you.
Yeah.
Come through. Let me create something for you.
Exactly.
Let me create something for you. Let you create something for me. So then both of us win.
It's a mutual relationship.
Relationship. So make sure that you are on your shit.
That's what it be.
So then you can bring something to the table for somebody else.
Exactly.
Instead of trying to grab.
Now you're a parasite.
Don't be a parasite.
Right.
So I think too, man, that we just have to connect as one, understand that we can't go far alone. But if I have you beside me, not behind me, but beside me, we are going to go to the moon. So absolutely. I just think that we have to drop ego. We have to drop the overall mindset of always thinking that I got to flex on somebody. Because I think, honestly, bro, it's a lot of lames out here.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Nobody calls
in
it
disguise, too.
It's a lot of lames in disguise that's trying to flex on each other, that's trying to one-up the next black man, next black woman, instead of understanding, listen, I can gain something from you. I can learn something from you. You could be 20 years older or 20 years younger. I can learn something from you. We could be the same age. You can learn something from me. And imagine if we collaborate all these ideas together. Instead of, all right, if you and Bobby got similar interests, similar setups, similar businesses, why are y'all separate?
Absolutely.
Why?
Bro, that kills me, bro.
Find a way to merge and say, another thing is, as black people, we have to, notice what I'm about to say, we have to continue to do good business. A lot of black people say that black people don't do good business. You just done business with the wrong black people.
Absolutely.
Black people have to continue to do good business amongst each other, especially as creatives, because we don't have people that's setting a blueprint.
Right.
So this was not set up on purpose at all, but the Camp Kirk is right upstairs. I admire that.
Yeah.
Having a studio for 6+ years. One
That's
of the
hard
first
to
young
do,
black
bro.
tenants in
just
this
to keep
building.
the lights on, bro. That's for 6 years. That's
one of the first young black tenants in this building, in his early 30s, doing it.
Yeah.
So okay, how can I get y'all's phone?
Right.
How can I connect with y'all? How can I help y'all? How can I learn from y'all? How can I connect with you? Show me the game.
Absolutely.
I don't know everything.
Yeah.
You don't know everything.
Right, bro.
He don't know everything. I can probably show him something.
I guarantee. Exactly.
So why not exchange ideas? Why not build together? Why not drop the ego? Because, bro, number one question for you, Zay, what's the prize?
The prize.
What's the prize for being the head nigga?
And bro, it's so crazy you asked that, bro, because I think the same thing. Because we find people in our community find themselves so much like, oh, I gotta be the one. But sometimes you're not even equipped to be that one, bro. Like,
do you even know what it comes with?
You don't know what it comes with,
I tell
bro.
people that, bro, Zay, man, I can't tell you how many times, bro, when people come to the studio, or, you know, when I hear people say, oh, I want my own spot too, Kel. Like, are you sure? Are you ready to sacrifice? Are you ready to, instead of getting a brand new car, brand new this, brand new that, are you willing to stay in a regular size home?
Exactly.
Regular size apartment, so then you can live below your means, so then you can have extra funds? Are you willing to pay your team? Are you willing to invest into yourself? Yes? No? Because if not,
let's be real with ourselves too.
Are you willing for long nights, early mornings? Are you willing to, bro, people think leadership is servicing yourself, and it's not. It's servicing others.
Servicing others.
That's all what it is. Everybody else comes before a king, a queen. The people come first. During war, who's the first person that has to go out there during battle? Real kings and queens fall.
Yeah.
Once empires fall, who's the first person who they want to kill?
The one at the top.
Not the farmer.
Yeah, bro.
He the slime.
What?
He like, yo, I'm gonna join y'all, or I'm gonna,
No
I'm
cap,
out.
bro. Yeah.
Where's your king?
Come on, man.
Where's your queen?
Yeah.
That's pressure. So I think that we just have to understand that if we want to be leaders, if we want to grow together too, we gotta be willing to sacrifice.
Absolutely.
And be at peace with sacrificing too.
You made a great point about bringing something to the table, not just pulling.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times people, they want the piggyback ride. They just think like, oh, like, mess with me. Like, bruh, you have to bring something forth for it.
I want to be on your podcast.
Like,
bro, you telling me
you,
about
bro,
that.
you would have no idea. Especially when we had our first couple viral clips.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, bro,
y'all been doing great on TikTok.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I feel you and you're my dog and all, but what are you about to come on and talk about? Cause
you just want some clout?
Yeah, bro. Cause like that whole red pill junk, keep that over there. Like I get
it gotta make sense for you too. People don't
understand,
understand, bro. Like you paying for production, you paying for everything.
You feel me?
So, bro, I am basically investing in you, but you getting a freebie.
Right,
you getting
bro.
free marketing,
yes,
free promo.
and people don't understand that. So we try to break that down to people, and it is hard to explain these type of things to people who haven't even put a pinky toe into investing in themselves. They just think, oh, bro, he moving funny. No, what? You know what? Yeah, I am. I am, bro. Because
I'm looking out for myself.
You feel me? So it's like I'm investing in money. I'm invested in research because I have to read and do these things and read up on things. So I have conversations to talk about. Bro, it's a lot of energy, and just being in front of cameras, it's a lot. You
gotta get dressed. You gotta pull up.
Bro,
you gotta get your mind right to be on camera.
Because you already know, like, other people are going to be receiving this information, so you want to make sure you're at your best self.
That's right.
So I don't want to bring somebody on here who's not
you're
like
trying to half-ass.
up to par, you know. So I think it's important for us to understand that as a whole. So just to pivot, right? We talk about networking, and I know we kind of talked about this off camera before. Yeah. People, they try to network and like go get the big time guests and you know what I'm saying. So
I hate seeing that,
bro. So how? I think me and Kobe are doing a good job at like trying to get guests that you know they have their following, but they're still relatable. You know what I'm saying?
And
so,
like y'all not trying to be thirsty.
Nah,
right?
bro, that's never.
You feel me?
I can't do that. It's not in my soul, bro. So so how important do you think? Because I'm sure that's how you started off. How important do you think that is when trying to build up a platform or any lane of business in life?
Yeah, bro. I would say I remember like with the pie, I was going through phases. Right at first. Like, if you go back to episodes 1 through 30, you would see a red pill in the mix, and then you would see a business coach. Yeah. And then you would see a Kaba, but then you would see a business coach. Yep. And then, like, I realized, I'm like, yo, you already got so many platforms that's talking about financial literacy. Very true. Don't need, and see, ego, too. I had to check myself. I had to say, yo, they don't need that information from me. Right. What do I consume? What do I love? Black conscious information. Okay, cool. So now let me tie in on that. Let me hone in on that. So it's a process. Feel forward. Try interviewing different type of people. Right. So then, you know, you can start seeing, okay, I don't like that type of guest. I like this type of guest. So then you start honing in on that type of guest.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, man, just go through that process, and then you'll find that niche, if you will. But I think it's a process of finding that niche. Because if you try to go out the gate, trying to keep it super enclosed, then you'll be impersonating somebody else without even knowing it. So find that lane, but too, man, find inspiration. Like, bro, for me, I tell people, my biggest ones was Brother Rich, of course. I think that is the greatest interviewer of all time. He's
Black Marriage 363. Even before that, we were doing like the blog talk and stuff.
The blog talks.
Yeah.
125th Street, at the microphone.
Hey, that's the one, the real, and people got to go back to that.
Hey, bro, you inspired me, man. Rich, bro, we got to have him on the pod.
Definitely, bro. I want to see that for sure.
And, bro, he just moved here. But seeing Rock Newman, bro, when you get a chance,
yeah, I see
Rock Newman show. Rock Newman, bro, you probably seen some of his clips and you had no idea. So anytime you see like Dr. Sabi talking on a podcast where he's like leaning on the table talking about Oprah, that was on the Rock Newman show. Rock Newman, like 6 years ago, was having Dr. Sabi. He was having, it was fair.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Unafraid. Like having fair comment. Like, I don't care. I'm having the Nation of Islam on. And I think seeing strong black men like that, unapologetic, showed me, okay, with my platform, I gotta be like that. So I remember, bro, at the Signal, we had Blue Pill at the Signal, Georgia State newspaper podcast. We had Blue Pill pull up.
Word.
So at the time, it was so controversial because, you know, we got Blue Pill.
Yeah, right.
We had Nation of Islam on the podcast. Bro, I still got these videos to this day, bro. But, bro, it was doing numbers. Like, everybody on campus loved it. And I was like, yo, because I wasn't afraid, you know? Like, we had a white editor-in-chief at the time. Right. I was over at the podcast department, you know, digital media. So I had clout in it, but I wasn't editor-in-chief.
Right.
One day I was just like, yo.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Me and Josh Vincent, we was like, yo, we gonna have to.
I remember Josh Vincent,
we're gonna have Blue Pill on this, bro. Hey, let's do it. So, man, Zay, I'll tell you, bro, all the creatives too, man, be unapologetic. If it's super pro-black, who cares? If it's super video gaming, who cares? If it's super camera editing, who cares?
Yeah.
Take pride in that. Be unafraid. Be true to yourself, because I'm telling you, people, they see that, they vibe with it.
Yeah, that's very true. Because I've seen that even with my personal life. Like, since I've been like really into like spirituality and consciousness for my people. A lot of people they'll admire it from a distance. It's like, oh man, I low key wish I could be that brave to talk about it. See, you can, bro. Yes. So it's just like, and the reason why I put that out, and it's not a facade, but the reason why I put that image out is because once we understand how important image is, and we start controlling our image
is everything,
bro. Image is everything, and that's a lot of things what Kevin Samuels used to talk about. He was an image consultant. He was an image consultant, and image consulting just goes back to marketing.
Yeah,
it just goes back to marketing.
That's it,
bro. So when you know how to market yourself and know how to put yourself out to the media, and how you want to be portrayed instead of allowing a whatever entity outside of your community portrays you, now you're in control. That's where we're at today, where communities that's not even a part of our community is portraying us how they feel like we should be portrayed.
That's right.
So how do you feel about us when we come back to start taking back control of our image and how we market ourselves to the masses? Because I was just reading about how Malcolm X, where they was talking about how the way he started the newspaper back in the day, and that was so big. They still sell them the newspapers on this.
Hey, I got two right here.
Bro, I got one of them.
I still buy the Final Call
every
to
time.
this day, man.
I'm not part of the nation, but anytime I see him on it, I always chop it up with him. Always,
shout out to the brothers.
Because I salute and support what they pushing, man.
You got the beam.
Knowledge yourself, bro. We don't have to agree on everything.
But bro, that is a black-owned newspaper.
Come on, bro. So that's marketing. That's controlling your image. So when we start getting back to that, how do you think that will improve us as a community? Because right now we're just letting any and everybody control our image.
I see it now, right? So, you know, being in this space, I love seeing black women, black men who have podcasts, who are doing documentaries. I love seeing creatives like Jayla right here behind the scenes with the cameras, because these are the people who are the true DNA, right? So it takes people filming our own type of conversations, filming our own type of documentaries. Amadeus Price.
I'm about to watch that.
Bro, Out of Darkness, today, bro. Amadeus, being here, we just spoke. He should be pulling up in March, bro. Zay, I'm telling you, you're gonna love him. But seeing him live in the studio, in action, filming, bro, I could have cried, man, because seeing like behind the scenes, I'm like, yo, so this is how you make it. Okay. And knowing Out of Darkness has done numbers, right? And seeing how So really, Zay, is so multifaceted because if you film your own content, you can monetize your own content. If you monetize your own content, you can then create new opportunities for everybody else. So then a person like Amadeus Christ can provide jobs. Then, by the grace of God, 3 Million Productions can provide jobs.
Right.
But that first started from starting your own platforms. Then
Yep.
once you build that, then you can provide more things, right? So I just think that it takes us understanding ownership and owning our image then builds that financial literacy, of
Yep.
course, because now I control media. So if you notice, media is the number one thing. People think it's e-commerce, they think it's da-da-da-da. But last time I checked, Amazon Prime now has what? Prime Video, right?
Come on, man.
People watching The Reacher, people watching Coach Prime on Prime. Why?
Always
Amazon
been media,
Prime
bro.
was doing packages.
Yep.
Now they're in the Amazon Prime now has a deal with the NFL for
I
Thursday
seen
Night
it.
Football.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's media, right?
Exactly.
That's where the power is. And media is then advertising.
Absolutely. So
That's
even
what
you go back to the back in the day where they propaganda for wars. That's media, bro. Like it.
George Floyd, right?
Bro.
So how do you justify killing black people off of what? Imaging, media, because you think that they're thugs.
How you
think
put
that
it
they're
out?
killers.
Yep. Wordplay.
So perception turns into reality. It
Exactly.
doesn't have to be true, but it's reality.
Exactly.
Sometimes reality isn't even true.
Bro.
Think about
if
that.
enough people buy into it.
A dollar bill, reality is worth $1, but is it really worth anything?
Absolutely.
It's just a piece of paper.
No.
But it's the perception.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's very true, man. So when we talk about perception, and you know, this show is called Paradigms Perspective Show.
Ain't that crazy?
So a lot of times people get perception and perspective misconstrued. Like perspective is having the ability to see things from a lot of different angles.
That's right.
And angles is light codes, and that's how you see things reflecting. I ain't gonna get
That's
in too
right.
deep into
Hey,
that.
that's
But,
heavy.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But perception is a kind of like a closed prism of how you
Manufactured.
see. You feel me? So
Manufactured.
how are you able, as you go through life, how are you able to distinguish? Okay, this is how I see this is how I'm able to, you know, tap into different perspectives and not getting so caught up in this how I perceive it. And I'm just in this locked in perception of how I see that.
Sid, bro, she be on me, man. So again, having a great, solid woman in your life is ideal because you know she'll tell me, hey, off social media, stop scrolling. Like I won't even know because I'll get caught up in the DMing guests or doing this, making posts that I'm subconsciously on social media too much, and from doing that, you get too many opinions. It's just too much. And bro, I'll just say, find you some really good podcasts. In Class with Carr is a really good podcast.
Okay.
You would love that. Karen Hunter, Dr. Greg Carr is over on African American Studies at Howard. He's amazing. So just gaining Black history, things like that. I love Tariq Rashid.
Okay.
Love his podcast, of course. He's hilarious. Old school lectures too, bro. Sometimes, man, just scroll and I'll just rabbit hole like Dr. Cobb's old school lectures or Dr. Francis Cress Wilson.
Yeah, I was just about to.
Who's my man? Dr. Khalid Muhammad. I would see his stuff.
It was
before
one
everybody.
Dr. Layla Africa. I used to watch him. I watched him a lot. Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Like all these people, and you know, present day people, give them their flowers.
Yeah, why they
KT,
here, man.
of course. Black Magic 363,
Right.
bro. Just scroll on that, man. Soak up that. Chief Sekou, Hajo Gentle, check him out. Chief of the Yamasi tribe, bro.
Yeah.
He's an amazing dude, bro.
These are people we should know. Like it's the people we do know as a collective.
You know, your rappers,
bro.
and stuff,
You know what I'm
these are the
saying?
type of people.
These are the superheroes,
Come on,
bro.
Like, man, study these great individuals. And again, bro, Amadeus Christ, watch his films, bro. Just make sure, of course, have balance too. Like, you know, people don't understand anytime that you're wearing an ankh or talking about ancient Kemet, even ancient America, think about ma'at and balance.
Right.
So have fun too. Like, you don't have to be so militant all the time that you're not relaxing.
Exactly.
Have some fun. If you smoke, smoke. If you drink, but do it all in moderation. If you want to relax, but don't get too caught up in trying to be so woke that.
I see that all
in
the
the words
time.
of my man Black Dot, you so woke, but you're not taking a nap. Like, you gotta relax.
You
too,
too
bro.
spiritual and no good at the physical, or you too physical and no good at spiritual, bro. You gotta find
that
that
balance. Bro.
Yep, that's very true.
Balance.
So, what's one quote or one ideology you would, let's say this, what's one ideology or perspective that you challenge people to look at it from a different angle?
Yeah.
They may see something like this, but what's one certain perspective about life that you would challenge them to start looking at from a different angle.
That's good. Don't be so quick to react. You know, sometimes I could be too relaxed. Sometimes if I lose my cool, I could lose it too fast.
Right.
So I would just say, understand that. And bro, I remember this from Birch elementary school,
Right.
bro. Like back then, Miss Reader, I think we were like in the 4th grade. She had said, "Caleb, the world would be a super dull place if everybody had the same perspective."
Absolutely.
So even if it's an avid racist, I'm not saying, of course, agree with them, but try to not even understand, but try to see what they're saying, listen to what they're saying. So then now you can sharpen up your toolbox.
Yep.
Because from seeing people who are on that adversarial side, you can then start learning, okay, so they poke holes into this argument.
Right.
So then you can start learning all perspectives.
Absolutely.
Then you can merge those into like a Voltron, so then you already know how this person is going to come with it, how that person's going to come with it. And then two, you won't be overly emotional
Right.
of, this is what I believe in.
Yeah,
because if
yeah.
somebody walks up and says, "Hey, I don't believe in God," average person, "Oh, how do you not believe in God?"
Bro.
Instead of saying, "I see how you don't believe in God."
Exactly.
I do, but I see how you
Right.
don't believe in that. So then they'll see, dang, he's not even tripping off of that. Dang, okay. And then you can say, you don't believe because of da 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 da.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Fair. It's cool.
And it's such a superpower to have, because now we're able to do that. People are so much more receptive of anything you speak of after that.
So then we can start exchanging
Exactly. Now they start to learn, bro, because I've witnessed that even in my own life. Like, I don't, like, even when I went into my spiritual lane, even Kobe would tell you, like, he didn't find out till maybe like a year later.
Wow.
I just didn't have the urge or the need to feel like to tell everybody around me, "Oh, what you're learning is wrong. What you're learning." Why?
How is it wrong?
Who's
to say
am I
it's
to
wrong?
say that you're in the wrong?
How do we know for sure?
Nobody knows for sure, bro. It's
That's very
all just,
arrogant of us.
it's whatever. It's all just whatever we relate to the most.
That's right.
And because I related to that path the most, that don't mean my mom or my brother or whoever's gonna relate to it like I do.
Yeah.
It's just all about what you align with.
Yo, Aaron, right? I got
That's
Aaron.
my dog.
Aaron is a devout Muslim, right? Me and him talk about Christianity and Islam, Judaism, and Islam all the time, comparing pros and cons.
Right.
And Aaron is a devout Muslim. I believe in God.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Muslims believe in God as well. I believe in Christ. Me and Aaron, we would talk about, so Aaron, what do you not believe? Okay, so what holes can you poke in that argument? Boom, boom, boom. So now I know, okay, so now I got to get sharper in that.
Right.
Then Aaron, he'll see, oh shit, damn, kid, hey, that's a good point. Okay, so now I got to, so now me and him are exchanging information. Not saying, well, Aaron, do you think I'm going to go to hell? Or Aaron, you going to go to hell? No.
Yeah.
Instead, how can I learn? Because it's the same as Malcolm and Martin, right?
Absolutely.
Do you think Malcolm, he told Martin when they met, I can't fool with you. You don't believe in Christ.
Yeah.
Nah, man, you tripping. No. How do we free our people?
Right, bro.
And that's our problem. What is the true goal?
Where do we find our common ground, bro?
Our people.
Yeah.
That's what's, bro, what people don't understand, if you go back to the time of the Moors in Spain, Barack Obama spoke about this, where people don't understand. You had our African Jewish brothers. You had some Moors who were Muslim, and they lived and coexisted together. Right. They built a whole empire together off of different faith systems. Yeah. That's real power. Yeah,
and I think my biggest thing with religion, especially within the black community, is we're never able to get past the, oh, you believe in this, so I can't work. We can worry about that after we get free, bro. After we get free, we can worry about that then. But it seems like so often we get tied up on the small little arguments, so we're not able to push past that. We're not able to build on the things that need to be built on. You know what I'm saying? So just even on that, like, what are ways where we can come together and start, okay, look, we don't have to agree on everything. Because as a man, I don't expect to agree with everything another man. You shouldn't.
I'm not God to you.
Come on, bro. So,
I don't have all the answers.
You're right, bro. Yeah. So, and I think that's what we get stuck at, because if you look at other races, bro, they don't even like each other sometimes. But guess what? We gonna make this bag together. You know what I'm saying? So, I just feel like, well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, right? What are ways we go about in terms of coming together and be like, okay, we just gonna put that aside. How do we start that process? Because I feel like we become what we believe. So sometimes we put too much energy into that. So how are ways where people can pull back from okay, I'm not my thoughts, and let me just be with my people and grow with my people. We can get to that once we free. That's small talk. The big talk is what we got to build it.
I think people like that don't want to really be free.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Because if me and you were in the trenches, like actual trenches, right. Like let's say it's like 1917, World War I, and I'm over here, I'm shot up, Jay. I'm not gonna say, yo, you can't touch me because you're Muslim. Don't say.
Right, bro.
Don't touch. No, you be like, bro, help me.
Yeah.
Right? Because why? I want to live.
Exactly.
So how important is your freedom? How important is it? Because at the end of the day, if you see your brother, your sister, your mother, your friend, that's what you see. Mm-hmm. You don't see a religion. You don't see a faith system. Because I can gain things from yours. Like, I love being around Muslim brothers and sisters. Because that shows me discipline.
I love the
discipline. They be
more
more devout than the average Christian.
You don't know cap.
So that shows me like, okay, so I gotta walk like that in my faith. So, bro, learn from each other, and then too, man, understand how bad do you want to be free? Yeah. Or do you just want to fight?
Right.
And debate. About whose God is the greatest.
Exactly. Because when it comes, and that goes back to ego.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my God is the greatest. It's only one.
Come on.
Bro, what? Like, come on,
what are we
bro.
Talking about?
What are we talking about at the end of the day?
Have you died? Have you gone to heaven yet? Okay.
Tell me how it was.
Exactly.
So when we're able to get out of a space of ego, and people always say, oh, I don't operate at ego, but how you moving, that's just a prime example of, you know what I'm saying? So once we're able to move out of that space of thinking, oh, whatever I believe is right, because that's just how it gotta be. You're not the only one that's experiencing this reality. So just because you see something in a certain light, that doesn't mean it makes it the light that everyone has to look from. Amen. So just before we get out of here, man, any things you want to leave the people with? Any pinpoint, if they ain't listening to nothing else, any pinpoint things you want them to take away?
Pinpoint things, man. Subscribe to Paradigms and Perspectives.
Hey, you feel me?
Done that? You tripping?
No cap.
Be still.
Right.
That's the biggest
talk about that,
Like in this current time right now, right? You know, everybody's so consumed with keeping up with each other, comparing each other, trying to do this, or I just started my platform and I want to have 1,000 subscribers. I want to have 10K, a million. Be still.
Yep.
Do what you're supposed to do. I'm not saying be lazy.
Yeah.
But find peace in knowing that I am enough, I'm doing enough, and I'm gonna have more.
Yeah.
You know, like we said on Sunday, it's gonna be
2020 more.
You feel me?
More blessings, more wealth, all that.
Understand, man, what you put in, life is about cause and effect.
Absolutely.
What you put in is what you're gonna get out.
Yeah.
That deposit may not come when you want for it to come.
Because
it's like, yo, I
most of the time
invested
it
so
don't.
much.
Yeah.
But when it hits,
it's gonna. Hey,
bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna see that green plus. And of course, man, during those times when you feel like quitting, when you feel like it's overwhelming, understand, man, like those things have to happen.
Yep.
Because the process is what molds you. If you get it too easy, you're
not gonna
cherish
keep it. You're not gonna cherish it.
Right. So from as you see, Zay, you've seen stuff behind the scenes of
bro,
having to learn how to handle people, having to learn how to, you know, try to show you in like real time. Zay, listen, I used to be just like that. I'm still being like that sometimes, Zay, and I'm telling you, don't be like this. Because I'm telling you, like, value you first.
Right.
Find your voice.
And that conversation
like,
stuff.
All of us have to find our voices, right? So, find your voice, be selfless, be still. And just continuously trust the process, put in the work. When you put in the work, there's no if, but when. It's going to come back to you, too.
There's no secret recipe.
The
recipe
is just hard work and consistency, bro. And that's what and see, that's what people think, right? People think it's this secret thing, but the secret is the hard work and being consistent. Because the average person not going to do that. That's the secret.
Yeah.
It's not some guru. It's not some coach. If you working hard, if you being consistent, that's the great divide.
Absolutely.
That's it.
One thing I want to leave out with is stop looking at everybody like they're your competition, right? Because I experienced this a lot myself with me being, you know, kind of mentally advanced and a lot of my peers, but they don't understand that it took years of isolation and discipline and studies. Like, bro, the amount of YouTube lectures I've watched, the amount of books I've watched, the amount of people and conversations I've talked to and had, like it that didn't come overnight, bro. So when people kind of look at me and kind of like, cause what I realized, a lot of people don't really like people who are elevated. So it kind of makes them, have to look in the mirror and it's like, I don't really feel like I fit
Watch
around
your
that
back,
person.
because then, bro, they gonna start to envy you.
Yeah,
as well.
bro, and I'm kind of seeing it now, so that's why I move further and further.
Just gotta move.
And I kind of got to the point like, dang, bro, I ain't got as many friends no more. It's like it's how it's supposed to be, bro. Because when I always hear about like people who made it to a certain level, same thing. So I'm like, this the process, man.
It's supposed to be long.
Yeah, so this the process. So I just tell people, bro, well, it's gonna happen this life, but if you are one of those people who are going through that, don't let it affect you.
Yeah.
Keep trucking, keep doing what you're doing. People see you. They might not be telling you they see you, but they watching, bro.
That's
I promise you that. But with that, man, you leave with your socials.
Yeah, man. First off, bro, make sure that y'all follow my guy Drew Sanders, Aware Brand. I interned with Drew. That was through Professor Daniel.
Okay.
Actually, so that was in college, man. And now,
That's tough.
thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Drew, he just got a real big deal with Foot Locker last year. So
that's
his stuff was
hard.
in Foot Locker. Bro.
Okay,
so
with the
seeing him,
okay, that's hard.
bro, Drew, man, seeing him just trapped from starting from scratch to having an office space.
How long has he
been
at
I
it?
think Drew started in 2016.
See, bro, I just wanted to ask that.
7 years, right?
7 years, bro.
Yeah, 7 years.
7 years.
So it took 7 years to finally get into a Foot Locker. So man, shout out to Drew, Paradigms and Perspectives as well. Follow them. You can follow the podcast. Mine's at 3 Milli Pod. The production studio and the company as well at 3 Milli Productions. My personal at 3 Milli Caleb. So it's real simple follows, of course, on YouTube, 3 Milli Productions. So I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate Zay, bro. We gotta do this again.
Man, we have to, bro. Hey,
fire.
after we did that first interview way back, then that second, people didn't even get to see that second, but that second interview was, bro. That second interview was
bro.
so
Somebody
good,
ran
bro.
off with the interview.
Ran off with the footage, bro. I ain't gonna say what I seen
Zay,
it, but
Zay ran into him, bro. People don't know the
hey,
stories,
bro.
man.
But hey, y'all know where y'all can follow me
Yes,
at
bro.
Zay.app, Paradigms.Perspectives on Instagram, the Paradigms and Perspective Show on YouTube. And this has been a smooth
Fire,
episode, bro.
I
It's a
enjoyed
smooth
this
episode,
greatly, man.
absolutely.
I appreciate you, bro.
And we're gonna catch y'all on the next episode,
Yeah.
man. Peace.
Peace.